as I used to do, because Islam is this and this and this and can't do this, right? How do they describe Islam? And the other one, which is even bigger, is do you believe in Allah, bro? And he might feel sorry. Of course I do. What do you think I am, man? I'm a Muslim. I believe in Allah. But the thing, I'll explore that. Do you really believe in Allah? Do you believe in Allah because your dad told you so, and you just happen to live in a city which is full of Muslims, and you go to Jummah and Eid, and everybody else is doing it? Follow the sheep. Nobody, and you call Nobby the sheep. Yeah, sheep follow each other. We saw sheep earlier, right? Sheep follow each other. Are you just a sheep just following the herd, or have you come to a intellectual realization that this amazing vast universe and everything within it has an amazing, perfect design, and where there's design, there's a designer who is Allah, and He is one, and He's perfect. Is that? And so I'm saying I don't think they know about this about Allah. They don't know the greatness of Allah, and that's number one. Number two, do they really fear Allah? By the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he's thinking now, he came down from the wall and he's walking around at night, and he's thinking about some rocks and small mountains, some big rocks, and it's pitch black, it's dark night, and he hears people on the other side of the rock having a debate. They can't see him. And the debate is whether they should stay here for the night or whether they should leave. And one of the people, they say, no, we should leave because this is where Fudail operates. This is the area of Fudail and his gang. And if he catches us, we're going to be finished. They're going to take all our wealth, and they have that scare fear. And that made Fudail think even more now. That subhanAllah, instead of fearing Allah, these people fear me? Is that how much of terror? He didn't realize. He did a realization, subhanAllah. Yeah? So that is the famous story. And you know, Fudail ibn Iyad. See, I don't know about you guys, if you use quotes, quotations, quotes. I love quotes, right? Really amazing quotes. We have, in our history, we have many intellectual giants. I have selected 5-6 Salaf, famous scholars of Islam, who I always use their quotes all the time because they're so phenomenal. They're so beautiful, they're so universal, you can use it for Muslims and non-Muslims. So Al-Ghazali, Hassan al-Basri, Ibn Qayyim, Ibn al-Jawzi, and Fudail ibn Iyad, Malik ibn Dinar, they come up with such profound quotes, it's unbelievable, beautiful, very well written, even in English. So two of these quotes, I just want to give you a quote, and if anybody wants these quotations, I can send it later, inshallah, no problem. One of them, it is that Fudail said, it is more beloved to me to be accompanied by a sinner with beautiful manners instead of a worshipper with filthy manners. Reflect. And the other one is, do not feel lonely on paths of guidance just because few people travel on them. And this really relates to how we engage with youth and purpose of life and those quotations, mashallah. Because he lived that life, he can relate to Allah. So his story is amazing. Now that was his story, brothers and sisters, yeah? That was his amazing story. My story is not so much dramatic, yeah? As the sister said, I live in Crawley. I was actually born in Sheffield, by the way. I was actually born in Darwin, Attercliffe Road, Northern General Hospital. I don't know if it still exists. Yes? No? It does. Yeah. It does. Okay. They weren't demolished it after I was born. Yeah. Okay. No more kids here. So why would they demolish it? What a weird thought. Anyway, I was born there. We lived in the Midlands. Came in Crawley. Now the thing is, when I was 15, 16, I was drifting towards, and Sufyan mentioned the word drifting. I was drifting towards, bad boys of my community, rebellious attitude, no salah, nothing. So I wasn't really bad, but I wasn't doing any good at it. I wasn't praying salah. I did not know what Islam was. Typical youth of 1992, 93. So the only weird thing I had, the obsession I had. I don't know if you guys follow football or know football, but it doesn't happen now. But there's a culture of hooliganism. Hooligans. You know what football hooligan is? You can just imagine the scene, right? Football hooligan with a bomber jacket, skinhead, usually racist, and they just want a good old fight. What, mate? I did what? So usually Cockney, I don't know, Northerners, they've probably got hooligans. But it started with Millwall, it was a famous club, and Millwall versus Chelsea. Now, the thing is, I don't know why, I looked up to this. I want to be a part of that. I wasn't so much interested in football, I was interested in the violent bit of it. Because what these teams do, these fans do, they say, look, we don't care if your team proper fight. Yeah, very horrible. I wanted to be a part of that. like an idiot, like a pagal. Yeah? So now the thing is, that's a very English, white, Anglo-Saxon thing. You won't see any, Asian or ethnicity in that. So I used to think, yeah, but you know what? I've got the wrong skin color. And I had a really weird conversation with my mom. I said, "Are you sure I'm Pakistani? Like, I should be white, man. I should be Bora." No, it's weird. I didn't do Christ, that kind of thing. But that didn't work out. Moved on. So what happened? My story of change happened when I had these weird thoughts. That one week, everything went bad for me. For me, if my mates used to ask me, at school or whatever, or an image I had about Islam, which people still have, if they ask me, Nadeem, what's Islam? Define Islam. Explain Islam to me. You know the kind of image that comes to my head is the following. And tragically, it's still the same thing. Islam is halal meat, halwa, with or without sultanas or raisins. Boring Jummah khutbas, shalwar kameez topi. If you don't finish your Quran, then tish with a stick. Oh yes, you can't have a girlfriend. You can't go clubbing. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do like 1,000 can'ts and don'ts. That's how I used to see Islam. Obviously, later you realize, and some of you may realize today, Islam is so much bigger than that, man. This beautiful, amazing, perfect way of life, this beautiful civilization, it has an intellectual history. It's the Quran, it's brotherhood, sisterhood, right? It's Jannah, it's purpose of life, it's Allah, it's obedience, right? It's justice, it's civilization, that's Islam. But no, that's not the Islam I was taught. Our Islam, you can't do this and you can't do that, and you don't do this and you don't do that. And the things that we were supposed to do, if you question why, here comes the slap again. Like, go and pray. Why? Shut up. Go and pray. I don't know, this is my parents, I don't know if they see this later, but I don't know if you said, my dad had this look, like if I don't do, like if I don't fast or pray, he said, my boy is mashallah 18 now, yeah, and I've seen myself doing it. Rahman, come pray, yes, in a minute. Rahman, oh my God, become my dad. Anyway, happens a circle of life. So for me, Islam was Pakistani samosa on iftari, born khutbahs. This is the thing, yeah. Now the thing is, we understood later that Islam is a very beautiful, amazing way of life. Now, listen, you guys are from Sheffield, right? And you know Sheffield better than me. But what's happening amongst the youth, and inshallah you can relay this hopefully to other Sheffield youth, right? Who need Islam, who need Allah in their lives, who are a bit lost, right? They think that the purpose of life, the reason why we exist, is just to ponder about the universe and existence, and you start thinking in such a way that you've never thought before. So God's existence, even though they believe in Allah, it's a very amazing way to start a discussion with someone, especially someone who's committing to that kind of thing. So I don't know if I've gone on a bit, but yeah, work on the root cause. The root cause is they do not know Allah. There's a disconnect. Once they are connected with Allah, then they realize what they should be doing and not doing.
Thank you.
Yes, sister.
If one of my Muslim friends doesn't wear the hijab, how can I bring her closer to Islam?
Same thing with that. The issue is not the hijab. The issue is not the hijab. Yeah. The issue is the root cause. Do they? Again, I'm not going to repeat the same thing again. But if you should be focused on Allah, it could be hijab. It could be music. It could be this, that, that. It could be things they're doing and not doing. See, these are just rules and regulations, sister. Dawah, you know what dawah is? The word dawah. Yeah, dawah? Never heard the word dawah? Urdu dawat? No, okay. Dawah is like, calling people to Islam. Like the Prophet did. Calling to Allah, calling to Islam. Now, the dawah is not calling to rules. Dawah is not calling rules. Dawah is calling to Allah. The rules and regulations come afterwards. Yeah? It comes afterwards. So the focus should be on, and again, this sister, where we would encourage, have a discussion about the existence of Allah. And of course, what happens now, you're probably going to think, okay, I probably don't know the intellectual reasons to prove the existence of Allah. You probably don't, right? So now your job is to learn the intellectual reasons of how to prove the existence of Allah. You're not taking the fold of Islam. You're not doing that. You're not doing takfir. Oh, you have to follow Islam, you're kafir. No, astaghfirullah. You're not doing that. You're just revisiting the reasons. Because I believe the reason a lot of youth out there that are committing haram and major sins, the reason they're doing it because they just do not know who Allah is. If they knew Allah, they would think twice before doing anything, any disobedience. I'll give you an example of, there's a university in Lahore called LUMS. You might have heard of it. It's a very prestigious university. And in LUMS, me and this brother went in 2014 from UK. He's a great guy, mashallah. And now before he went, he asked people here, what are the Pakistani girls and students like from LUMS? What are they like? And they gave a very bad impression. Oh, they're this, they're liberal, they're really horrible. So he went there with a really negative mindset towards these Pakistani girls, students of LUMS. He goes, oh, I want to show them, When he went there, something came over him, and we went to LUMS, and we saw all these sisters and girls that were sitting around, and we said to them, the brother asked them, what have you got against Islam? In English, what do you have? Why do you follow Islam? What have you got against Islam? They said, no, nothing against Islam. We just never been told what Islam is. All we've been told is you can't do this and you can't do that and you can't do this and you can't do that. In Urdu, apologies, Urdu, हमें Islam किसी से सिखाया ही नहीं. We've not been told Islam. All we've been told is a bunch of harams and things that we can't do. So are we surprised that they're not going to follow Islam and rebel against it? They don't know. We're not. So we tell people how the purpose of the existence of life and how Islam is perfect. So yeah, don't focus on. It could be anything. These are just rules, regulation. That could come later. It's not thing. The heart and the mind and the body, they need to be connected with Allah. Any other questions?
Has anyone wrote questions down so I can pass them in front?
Look, if someone said to you, those of you married, I'm married, right? That Nadine, what? Although we don't speak like that, each other. This will be recorded. You can see it.
We'll send it to you.
Sorry, I'm now. Can you edit that? And Nadine, from now on, every day dal. That's it. Maash ki dal every day. That's it. What? We're going to get really bored. There's going to be issues. There's going to be some domestic issues, right? So what salah, man? My point is, we're human beings. We're people of variety. We need variety in our food. Yeah. Same with surahs. Mix it up. Look forward to it. One of our goals should be this. So number one, learn it in Urdu or English, whichever is easy for you. Learn the salah, the whole thing. Tashahhud as well. Yeah. When you're sitting, everything. So learn that. Number two is. So our goals, we should, they have hashtag goals. Goals, when you do an Instagram post, you hashtag goals. One of the most beautiful goals that we all should have is we should look forward to Salah just like we're looking forward to the best wedding of the year.